What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball XenoVerse, and we're going to be talking about stats and attributes. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to do this live, or whatever you want to say, call it, this recording. But this is me changing my stats. And I actually believe that I have my stats better before I did this, and I'm just doing this as to show you guys, basically. So I'm gonna have to collect the Dragon Balls and do this wish all over again. So if you want to change your stats after you beat the game, or you collected 7 Dragon Balls, you want to go to I want a second life, I want a second chance at life, and you'll be able to get all of your attribute points. All of your 200, I think it's 237. The reason I stripped my character was because I had heard that if you were wearing certain gear, it would hurt your numbers or whatever, and that's why I was doing that. But I found out that that's false by doing this, so whatever. So I'm going to show you guys what I like to do. Some people will tell you that when you're doing your attributes that you should try and keep everything evenly. For me, that's not what I like to do. What I like to do, well, you know what, most people will tell you either keep it even, or they'll tell you to focus on one thing. Now, while I kind of agree with the focusing on one thing, I like to focus on 2 things. I never focus on just one, because you're not going to only be using that one thing all the time. You need to keep it good. So this is what I was doing. I was going to use this character for my basic attacks, which I like to keep around 70, because that's just when you're hitting someone. It's not a big difference between 80 and 100, so I like to keep it around 75 to 80. The reason my character is not a blast specialist, so I don't use that. Actually, I have another video that I'm going to put up later on talking about each class rankings between each other, like what you should put your stats into, and that'll give you more of a detail for each class. But what I do is, this character, you have to think about what your character will be doing. So for me, my character, when his Kai is at max, he gets an attack boost. So the reason why I put my basic attacks up is because when I have a max key, it will give me a small edge. I think it's about 20% or something, 15%. It'll give you a small boost, and that's another reason why I put my max Kai so low. The reason I put it low is because when I'm at max, the faster I can get my character to max Kai is the faster that I can get that 20% attack boost. So that was my strategy. But whenever I say this, I say focus on 2 things. You can try and keep them all kind of even as much as you want, but make sure you focus on 2 things being higher than everything else, because for me, it's just all about a balance. Like, I just like that my character is going to be more versatile than somebody else's character who's focusing on one. I'll have more options during a fight and things like that. But you gotta think about what your strategy is. But like I was saying, my strategy is to keep my Kai low so I can get that attack boost. Like I said, I had better stats before I did this, so I'm probably gonna redo them. My things that I was trying to focus on this was my attack boost and my strike supers, and the reason for that is because I'm an earthling, and like I said in my other video, I'm going to show you guys, or talk about why I did that, why I put almost a lot of my attribute points in strike supers. It's really because humans get an edge in strike supers. That's actually like their best attribute that you should put points into. But for my strategy, it just counterbalanced what I was doing, and that's why I don't like these stats as much anymore. And I say to do it, I'm gonna do it again and make it better. So this is just me, you know, testing out the stats, looking to see. As you can see, my Kai blast, or my Kai is 4. It get 4 bars. That's 1 attack. That's fine for me because I'm not planning on using my attacks that often. Before I changed my stats, I was focusing a lot on health, attack, and stamina, which I think was a better fit for my play style. And that's another thing you guys gotta think of when you create your stats. It's all about how you'll play. But that's really all it is to it. Like I said, focus on 2 things or 2 stats that you know you're going to use, and just keep putting into the work into those 2 stats. And even though some stats will suffer, it's actually for me it's better overall because you'll know your weaknesses. That's another thing that I like about having my stats how they are, is I know what I shouldn't be doing. Like, because I have a low Kai, I know that I should not be constantly blasting with attacks and things like that. But that's all I got for y'all today. Hit the like button, keep killing the game. Peace.